Kapil and Shalu used to study in the same college, in the same class. Kapil was very interested in politics, just like his father, and was the strongest name in college as a student leader. His father held a high position in the central government's cabinet. Kapil, as strong as he was in leadership, was also very successful in winning the hearts of girls in college. His image remained excellent throughout the college. He excelled not only in studies but also in sports. Whenever anyone in college had to face any trouble, the solution was always with Kapil. Kapil's heart was not only focused on leadership but also on someone else. That center of his affection was Shalu. Shalu was very beautiful. She defined the word beautiful in the English dictionary the most. With a shy and modest demeanor, Shalu presented a unique presentation of love that was very dear. Shalu secretly admired Kapil, but she couldn't express it because she was afraid that Kapil might refuse her, as Kapil belonged to a very wealthy family, while Shalu was the daughter of an ordinary family. One day, Shalu was going home from college when she met Kapil on the way. Both of them looked at each other, as if they were talking about many lifetimes. After a few minutes, they looked away from each other and bowed down. Kapil was riding a bike in a different direction while Shalu went in a different direction. They were quite far from each other when some boys from college started teasing Shalu. Shalu got scared and started running away at a fast pace. Suddenly, Kapil remembered some work related to Shalu. He turned his bike quickly towards Shalu, but he was surprised to see that Shalu was not there. Instead, he saw those boys. Kapil got the feeling that those boys must be doing something wrong with Shalu for sure. He stayed there and talked to those boys, sending them all away. All the boys in college were afraid of Kapil because he couldn't tolerate injustice towards anyone. As soon as they left, Kapil tried to find Shalu, but she couldn't find her for a long time. However, as he was about to leave, he heard some crying voices. The voices were coming from a street. Kapil turned towards that street and found Shalu. Shalu was quite scared. Kapil took her into his arms and assured her that nothing would happen to her. Time passed, and discussions began about tying the knot of their love into a new relationship. Shalu and Kapil got married. Shalu revealed that she was an orphan with no one. She lived alone at home. Some people objected to this, but seeing Kapil's love for Shalu, they agreed to the marriage. Their wedding took place amid much fanfare. They were very happy with each other. Planning for 5th August, they arrived in the city of Uttarakhand to celebrate their honeymoon. They booked a room with the manager of a famous restaurant in Uttarakhand called Paradise. Kapil asked Shalu to choose the room. The restaurant was on the 5th floor. Shalu suggested that they take the room on the 3rd floor. She suggested this because from the 3rd floor of the restaurant, there was a very enchanting view of the mountains. For this reason, rooms on the 3rd floor were expensive and quickly filled up. The manager gave them the key to room 304 and called the waiter to bring the luggage. But Shalu insisted on having the key to room 308. The manager refused, saying that the room was under renovation. But Shalu kept insisting on opening the same room. Kapil also persuaded the manager to open the room to fulfill Shalu's stubbornness. Initially, the manager refused, but eventually, he had to agree. Because Kapil promised to give him more money. They were both looking at each other and also at the mountains. They were showing the beauty of Uttarakhand. As they were deeply immersed in each other's love and were moving towards crossing all limits, suddenly a strange voice knocked. Kapil first looked around every corner of the room to see if any window was left open. He got up, but no window was open. Yet he could hear someone walking in the room. He got scared and started crying on the bed. He started looking around the room more fearfully. He wasn't there. He had crossed the limit of fear. He started crying in the entire room. Meanwhile, the sound of water running was heard from the bathroom. He ran towards the bathroom. As soon as he reached there, the sound of water stopped. Kapil, Janu, where are you looking for me? Come to me. Shalu's voice. Kapil saw that Shalu was standing in the balcony. As soon as Kapil approached her to embrace her out of fear, Shalu disappeared suddenly and Kapil fell from the mountain below. He died. The next day, his body was found from the mountain. Inspector Randeep Singh is responsible for investigating. According to the post-mortem report of that body, Kapil's heart was beating very fast before his death. Inspector tries to find Shalu, but he cannot find out where Shalu is. The manager is asked by the inspector to provide CCTV footage, but he becomes troubled after watching the recording. Shalu's photo is not visible in the CCTV camera footage. Inspector suspects the manager's move. Inspector goes to Kapil's house with the news of his death. All the family members are shocked. At this time, Kapil's brother asks the inspector about Shalu. The inspector says that we did not find anyone in the room. All the family members say that Kapil and Shalu had recently got married. Inspector is shocked when he comes to know that there is no one named Shalu. He also goes to the college to find out about Shalu, but it is found that no girl named Shalu had ever taken admission in the college. She was actually a ghost.